following the incorrect siting of the winter salt bag, councillors decide the course of action to be taken. Just a bit of background on this. They give us a ton of salt grit once a year for the use of the whole village, and we actually asked them to put it just in front where the disabled bits is. And we even sent a photograph.
Well, it was originally there, and then it was moved to there. Because I've found the email aspect. It was originally at the back, and then it was moved. Then it was put in that area, and then that was the link which showed exactly where to go. It was sent into council.
But eventually they did put it in the far corner over there. It's leaked. It's damaged the soil, so nothing's going to grow in it, obviously salt, and it's damaged the hedge. So I understand what we've done. We've got one quote so far.
Yeah.
We're going to ask for 3 quotes for it to be done.
Yeah.
And David Oversbury, who's on the environmental committee, who's our sort of guru on anything to do with plants, has suggested it should be done in the autumn. And I'm no gardener.
Well, I agree. It can't be done now. It's ridiculous to plant.
Okay. Well, as long as we'll advise the Village Hall Trust, which I have. And
Maybe you can answer this. Stephen is a horticulturist, right?
yeah.
Did he not mention that it was in the wrong place and should be moved because it was going to kill the hedge?
Who did he mention it
Us?
to? I suppose he could, but there's a lot of people in the village.
Yeah.
So why didn't one of them advise us? Maybe he didn't realise that the bags were going to leak.
Well, that's exactly what I was just about to say.
But they're notorious. They're made of cloth, aren't they, those bags?
Sorry?
I'm not aware, because I wasn't on the council at that time, of the issue over the container in which the salt. If it was one of the village plastic jobs, then it wouldn't leak.
Yeah, no,
Well,
it's
I
just a
think
bag.
it was a cloth bag.
So it was a cloth bag and it found it.
Bound to leak, yeah. I mean, I had no idea it was sitting on soil. It's just in the corner.
Well, I've had discussions with the chairman of the Village Hall Trust and told him what our proposal is,
Yeah.
that we're going to get 3 quotes, and I had a response today. Good.
He said that it won't be done in 60 days though.
It
It
won't
can't be
be.
done.
Can't be done. It's ridiculous planting young things in the summer.
Hasn't the ground got to be dug out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has. Got
That's
to
Quite a way back.
change the soil.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be, because it's...
Okay, we'll leave that to me. I'll get it confirmed from the chairman that he knows it's accepting it won't be in 60 days. But I think what he wanted to see is that we're actually doing something about it. We're actually,
Yeah.
which we are. So by getting the 3 quotes.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I wasn't on the council either when obviously this occurred. Given that I know from previous encounters with Maidstone that they only provide one fill now, and if I'm not incorrectly, bin is halfway up Steed Hill, so it's not,
There's one
not
around
very
here.
accessible.
Yeah, that's a private one.
Oh, is it? Would we not perhaps think about moving the bin?
No, it's not. It's not about the location of the bin. That salt bag is clearly there, so that if we had really bad snow and Kent Highways can't come out and clear the area, we could get people to help us clear any areas that are desperate, as in getting to the medical centre, things like that.
I get that, but what I'm thinking about is, are we not going to end up in a similar situation this time next year? So if we recite the bin,
Then you'll have, because we already have an issue like this, you'll have residents just taking it out for their own use,
Right.
and then the people in Steed Hill won't have any.
yeah, okay.
salt.
Okay, that was just
Yeah,
just a,
yeah.
One of my suggestions was that we could possibly think about putting salt bins here, grit bins.
Yeah, I think it'll end up just being taken for people around here if we do that.
That's what it's for,
Where are you?
Well,
so if we don't do
it's
that,
for the council to decide where that then gets distributed if we get cut off.
no. But if this is on the village hall's land, then it's theirs. It's nothing to do with. They're in approval of the idea. They like the idea, and there's two types. I mean, we'd have to pay for these. There's one that's called a Victor.
It's sort for the whole village, right?
Well, if it's being sited in the car park at the moment,
It's only because we've never asked to put it.
Yeah, no.
So I think that would be the best choice to be able to do that. But before, we've always had it on Village Green. It always used to be on the Village Green, so that West Street could be kept clear to get to the school and the station.
there's one down at our end.
It's only just the one there.
My understanding is they don't fill them up anymore anyway.
No, if they're prepared to drop a ton of it here, then as long as we tell them where we want to put that ton, and my idea, if they put it in those, they're
It wouldn't surprise me if they still only bought it in a bag and we had to ship
Yeah.
it.
They'll only drop it in a bag because they have a whole lorry full of bags that they just go and be dropping off.
Thank you.
Can I propose that speak to the regional trust, which is where the best location is for one of those sort containers. The price and it means me tipping the salt out the bag into the bin, then I can't make it do it.
well, these they supply a ton,
Yeah.
which is if my schoolboy, and that's about 700 litres, which these hold 400. So we either have so we are going to have two.
Yeah. Just asking for half a ton.
Mr. Chairman, do you then propose to place one in the village green and one up here?
You need to get permission from the highways to do that
Right.
because
But you're, forgive me, yes, but you're referring to creating access to the railway station and so on and so forth. That's still an important.
oh yeah, but we don't own that piece of land, so we
Right.
have to get permission.
No, I understand,
Yeah.
yes, but you wouldn't wish to place 1 ton here and have to manhandle it down to the.
Well, that's what happens at the moment. So it's either that or we don't have it at all. So I mean, these are going to be about £190 each. I'm just I'm asking, how much it's that we approve the cost now. But that sort of type is about 190, and they're about 150, the conventional yellow ones. So we're talking 400 or 300. I mean, it'd be for the, I suspect it'd be the village hall trust to decide which one they want. It's just just to give you an indication of costs.
I think it stops anybody from breaking the lead.
Well, the idea of us having it there was that it would go on that slope where you need it. The fact if it was over there and there's 3 foot of snow, you break your neck to get to the grid to stop you slipping. So it was a no-win situation where it was put. Okay, well, I'll get some clarification what they're happy, and then report back on September. Yeah. And I'm also going to contact them about the 60 days.
I have emailed Kent Highway to make them aware. I've forwarded the email to make them aware as it's their mistake that there's been no response.
Which doesn't surprise us. Right. Employment of a meeting manager. I think.
Just get the
We did it in reverse order, so we've done these. Damage. We've done the damage caused by the salt bag. So we're on to employment of a new amenity manager, Councillor Dean.
Mac, you produced a schedule of how many hours, minutes, etc. And you costed it out on 52. Well, no one's going to work 52 hours, 52 weeks of the year, are they? So, and plus we don't need. We don't need the amenity manager checking a lot of stuff in the winter, so there's less work in the winter, right? So I've worked on 48 hours. 48 weeks, I beg your pardon. Maximum of 2 hours a week for checking the contracts. But there's been a suggestion that perhaps we can extend the role to include odd jobs like repairing benches, etc. And until we get all this organised and agreed, we can't put an ad in for an amenity manager.
So we're really looking for an odd job then as well.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 96 hours to do the amenity stuff,
Yeah.
plus
Odd jobs.
odd jobs. So we're talking about
Bear with me, please. Just 1 second.
1,500 quid a year.
I don't know. How do you work that out?
£10 an hour.
It's not 10,000.
Oh, what is it now?
Well, I don't think we should discuss that, isn't
Right. The if you remember the spreadsheet, which I have now in front of me, those who just can see it. There are activities carried out in October, November, December, January, and February. Each one of these months was accounted for on a basis of 15 minutes per visit. So the peak visits in the summer, 545 minutes in July, August, but 195 in January.
it? Yeah,
So the 5,110 minutes for the year is literally that spread across. So you can make your own decisions on how that wants to be done, but the peak is a bell curve. It's sorry, 665 April, 665 minutes required in April.
I wasn't as scientific as that. I just averaged it out and come up
I
with.
still don't think you've actually sat down and discussed what you're expecting the amenity manager to do.
No.
We haven't done that.
No, so I don't know how you can really discuss.
Because
I'm sorry, you don't know what?
You haven't actually discussed what you're expecting apart from this. The
Apart
amenity
from-
manager's job
just
is to be
checking.
more than just
It's
that.
more than that.
Yes, of
There's
course.
organising the allotments and the hedge.
Yep.
The hedge
So I
cutting.
just-
I was.
Can't be
The
imagined.
purpose of this exercise was to take our chairman's spreadsheet and of task list and allocate minutes to it.
I just
And
think-
that's all it is. It's nothing more than that. It's just how many minutes it would take to inspect the work.
Originally, it was just the amenity manager was just going to check that the specific things in the contract were being done to our satisfaction.
Yeah.
Right? But there are other things
Oh yes.
that the amenity manager.
Yes, this is just one little
Yeah.
piece of
So
the
I think you
information
need
that
to
you need.
discuss. I think
Whether
you need
we
to have
want-
it right in your head
Whether-
what you're expecting this person to do before you can do anything.
Yeah, whether we want them to take on
Yeah.
organising the hedge cutting, take on organising the allotments,
Collectively, like these other jobs, like benches and stuff like
benches
that.
and stuff.
So this is just part of it. Tiny part.
Yeah.
I can commend you on your elaborate stuff, and I think NASA.
Yeah, that's, they have asked us actually for free.
It is all rather pretty, I must say.
Can I make a point of having a pure job description?
That's what we're trying to get to, yeah.
We should be able to do that.
Well, can I suggest that then the environmental committee do
We
that,
will do.
present it
Yeah.
in September? We can't lose what we've lost.
It will be done.
So if you do that at your September meeting.
Yeah.
We can put that action point out in the
I'll send you the original one.
Number 8, finance.
Well, I think all of the information that you have is self-explanatory. I've got nothing to add to it. So I would suggest questions if you've got any.
I was thinking about finance, the F&G agreement.
Well, the accounts and the F&G finance.
So we should sign as a first then.
We can say, yeah, so
Yes, sign as a first.
Another proposer? Seconder? All those in favour? Thank you.
Now, this is a spreadsheet I'm impressed with. But I'm not.
So I guess there's no questions on the finances. How about the F&G minutes? We're going to be talking about the grants policy later. Don't really want to talk about staff pensions because we've got a lot of work to do on that. Standing orders and financial regulations we approved, and they were approved, I think, at the previous parish council meeting. The changes were mentioned, weren't they?
They need to be approved tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone's had a copy of the financial regulations this afternoon, just had a read through. So is everyone happy that they're adopted? Do you want to do them individually or just bulk?
Proposer? Seconder? All those in favour? Right. 8.2.
Right, so we need to approve the commission report, the report for the pension. So is everyone happy for the £200 to be spent to get the actual report for the pension?
Proposer? Seconder? All in favour?
So with that in mind, having had everyone circulated you weren't at the meeting, were you? Of everyone that was at the meeting, which is only 3 of you, are you happy for this to be signed at the F&GP minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just an aside. Aside here, so they don't need to be signed.
Yeah, this is just because this goes in my file because it's part of the minutes that I have. It just backs up my minutes, but then obviously you'll just sign another set so that Mike's got it on the finance warrant. It's a bit of duplication.
Right, 8.2. Other financial matters. We approved the grants and donations policy. Councillor did. This was previously circulated to all councillors.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody's had a chance to have a look. And if they've got any comments. No?
We had a debate in the finance and general purpose, you took those into account.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I just ask, is both our staff still with us?
Both our staff?
Yeah, Mike and
Yeah.
Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it goes on to start off about the Section 172 or 1972-137 Act. But then it goes on to what 5 key items. And some of those items will be paid under a different act if they came through as a grant. So recreation and sports would come under a local government act 1976, Section 19. Improving the environment, there's about 8 or 9 different acts that could be used for paying those.
Right.
So I don't think it needs a bit of clarification on that part of it.
We have to quote that,
Yeah, would you?
or we just leave it out. about the
We don't
case.
have to close it now, we can take it out.
Just take it out.
Yeah,
Otherwise it gets so
it
complicated.
is, and long-winded.
Keep it simple.
Yeah,
So take out the reference
To the Local Government Act, okay?
yeah.
Does that cover everything then?
section 137.
Well, the thing is that you pay a grant out, you don't necessarily pay it on a 137. I was trying to get this through in my own mind, and that's why I was probably going to go to Mike on his sort of expertise. If you have a grant come in, you don't necessarily pay it on 137, you can pay it on various other acts. And also, you can pay other things on a 137, which isn't necessarily a grant. So it's trying to separate those two items out.
So should we take the whole of that first paragraph out?
Yeah, because all it does is explain what you're asked.
Right,
Yeah. I was trying to item on the conditions of funding, number 2, where it's grants from open payments for commercial, venture or private gain,
right,
fully accept. If a club or organisation has a permanent bar premises,
Yeah.
which it can raise an income, any award or grant will be at the council's discretion.
yeah.
And I was just thinking about the Booth Field, because there was talk that when the club hub goes out there, that they'll possibly have a bar there.
A permanent bar, would
Yeah.
be a permanent bar, would it?
Yeah, it's saying it'd be licensed premises.
Well, but it's not permanent.
So the only permanent premises that would not be for private gain would be Harrietsham Club. So why would we single out Harrietsham Club?
I'm not singling out anything.
Okay.
I'm just, and it's not unusual. You can remember I spent a lot of time
Yeah,
going
yeah.
through various websites,
Yeah.
and there's just off the top of my head, well, not off the top of my head, but I made a note. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Easily found that
I didn't find that particular clause in there. I found the previous one, but I didn't find that one.
Do you want to take note of these?
Yeah. I've got Milton's here and I've got
Yeah. Have you got Holme Valley?
right,
No. Breton,
right,
Fiskton Village,
Yeah.
wherever that is, Abbots Langley,
yeah.